Campus Scenes Part 5. Lara's whole body stiffened under the man's grip, every fiber of her screaming to run, but her feet remained planted on the cold marble floor. Her breath quickened, her chest rising and falling in shallow gasps. The room felt as though it were closing in on her, suffocating her in the weight of the decision she made by coming here. The man's hand slid slowly from her shoulders to her neck, his fingers grazing her skin with a gentleness that only made her skin crawl more. His voice, a low whisper, cutting through the silence like a blade. "Tonight, Lara, you'll understand that everything has a price," he murmured, his lips brushing her ear. "You've been living comfortably, haven't you? Flashing your new clothes, spending money like you're invisible." Lara swallowed hard, her throat tightening. She wanted to scream, to tell him that this wasn't what she signed up for. But wasn't it? Hadn't she agreed to this the moment she took Idris's offer? She pulled away slightly, and she could hear him circling her, like a predator waiting for the right moment to strike. The tension in the air was palpable. She could feel the weight of his presence, feel the hunger in his eyes, even though she couldn't see his face clearly in the dim light. Suddenly, his hand gripped her chin roughly, forcing her to look up at him. His face came into view, and Lara gasped softly. He was older than she had imagined, with dark, soulless eyes that made her blood run cold. "You are going to do everything I ask tonight," he said, his tone flat, emotionless. "And if you don't..." He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't have to. The threats lingered in the air, like smoke, choking her. Lara nodded, her voice lost in her throat. She knew there was no turning back. She had made her choice, and now she was going to pay for it. Hours later, Lara stumbled out of the house, her body trembling, her mind numb from what happened inside. She could barely process it. The events of the night, swirling in her head like a nightmare she couldn't wake from. The man had pushed her far beyond anything she had experienced before, demanding more than her body can give, and in return, he had left her with more money than she had ever seen in her life. But no amount of money could erase the shame, the disgust she felt crawling in her skin. The car that had dropped her off earlier was waiting outside, the driver expressionless as he opened the door for her. She slid into the back seat, feeling her limbs heavy, as if they weren't her own. The door closed and the car began to move. Lara's phone buzzed again. It was Idris. "You did well tonight. You'll be rewarded." Her stomach churned. The words felt hollow, empty. The promises of wealth, power, security now felt like chains, binding her to a world she no longer wanted a part of. But it was too late. She was trapped. Like, comment, and share for part 6.